last work is that CD just 2 weeks ago. And it's a work about travel, poetry, and life. It's a work, the cover is a star. That star becomes from the uniforms, from the flags from different countries, and go back to the sea to be his own self. The first piece of the CD is Punta Campanella. Is that place in Italy, in that Amalfi Coast. Punta Campanella is a place very, very beautiful, and is where Ulysses had the episode with the mermaids. I've been there last year and started to write the Chacona for solo violin, and it was amazing how everything came to me, how to do a CD with each piece of the work. It was the name of port, and different pieces for leads for soprano and orchestra. And here was me. Somehow I was feeling like Ulysses. After 3 years being out from Mallorca, come back here and retake the poetry who be with me for the last years. And that's the second piece, is Swansea. Swansea is a place, I mean, not very beautiful. It's in South Wales, but it has a very particular thing for me. Is the part where a very brilliant and Voyager guy born there and make a very poetry legacy for the world. It was Dylan Thomas. Hello, Dylan. I'm also dyslexic. So, Dylan Thomas was born in Swansea, and he also was a traveler. He went to Swansea to the United States, and as you know, at the White Horse in New York, he take his last drink and died in a very bad way, being an alcoholic. But one of the most important poems of Dylan Thomas, it was "Do Not Go Gentle Into That Good Night." I used in that CD, sing it by soprano, because he wrote that poem to his father when he's dying. And when I came to Mallorca 2 years ago to start to write the CD, unfortunately my father was dying too. So that poem came to me directly, and that's why I dedicate not only the music for the poem, also the instrumental part for his port. That's another place. That's his Porto Antico in Geneva, Italy. Porto Antico nowadays is a very industrial port. It has not very much thing. But in the 13th century, there was a guy from Mallorca, who departs from here. I mean, that is not a tour operator map. It's the travels what that guy from Mallorca did in the 13th century. And he departs from that place in Geneva to Tunisia to do his last travel. He dies in Tunisia at that time. He was 82 years old. And that guy, it was Ramon Llull. Well, as you see, Ramon Llull traveled also a lot. And he brings the poetry to all around the world. And he brings his way to think. He brings his way to understand the world, to understand the logic, and to understand the religion for all around the world till nowadays. I think Ramon Llull is the most important Mallorca ever. And is one of the most important philosophers who really makes me feel a deep part of this island. And that is Porto Cristo. You know where is Porto Cristo? In Porto Cristo, a part is the place where my best friend is from. There's a very odd story. During the Civil War in Spain, we had here the only battleground during the war. It was here when the Republic part came through the sea to landing into the national island. So a young guy from France was enlisted to the national part, and he was very cute to go to that battle. His father, George Bernanos, took this motorcycle to go from Genoa, Palma, to Porto Cristo to find his son, terrified. He was at the war. And that travel really moved me. I mean, moved me a lot. And after that travel, he wrote this book. It's one of the most important documents to understand the civil war here in Mallorca. As another traveler, Bernanos came from France to his last travel was to pick up his son from the hands of the war. And that's Puerto de las Nieves, is the fifth and last piece of the city. It's a little port in Canary Island. And I put that name because the player who played the piano part of that's the guy playing. I was recording with my iPhone, the live recording at the studio. And it was a very great experience for me to have Ivan Martin, this great pianist, playing my music. And I told him, please choose the name of your port. And he took the one in Canary Island. And that's my crew, the Ulysses crew, the musicians who recorded with me the CD. And I hope you will enjoy. I hope you will have you too. Thank you.